Hi, this is Lauren from LSP Actions, and I'm going to show you how you can shoot and create the simplest newborn shot of your session, but with the most impact. This shot, we get asked for this shot pretty much every session, and you will find this one the parents absolutely love. You can do this whether baby is awake or asleep, as long as baby's happy. It's entirely safe to shoot. You can do it right at the end of the session, and you may find 9 times out of 10, we certainly do, that this is the shot the parents will go for on a large canvas, on a large print. They will absolutely love it. And that is the black and white parent hand shot. I know, imaginative name, right? But that's what we call it. We keep it really simple, and this shot is so simple to get, and I'm going to show you how to create and edit this shot. We do this shot every session because we get asked for it. At no point does baby ever leave the beanbag. Like I said, you can do this if baby is awake or asleep, as long as baby's content and not crying. It's an absolutely lovely shot to get, and it's really wonderful for the parents too, because they're involved in this shot. So here is the straight out of camera shot. As you can see, baby is laying on the beanbag completely content. We start by laying baby on the beanbag and shushing him down. I put a pillow each side on the floor for mum and dad to kneel on. I always have mum on the head end because the head doesn't get lifted very much. Mum has recently had a baby. She may have even had a C-section. You don't want mum kneeling and leaning forward and working those abdominal muscles too much. So please encourage mum to lay her elbows down, rest her elbows down, to kneel or squat, however she is comfortable, and at all times check mum is comfortable. Dad, we always put dad on the bottom end of baby. This is because dad's hands are generally bigger, and baby's legs need to be crossed over and brought up to the stomach as if you were going to be wrapping. So we always get dad to pop his hands slightly under baby, fingers kind of coming towards the middle of baby's back, and then get dad to kneel up a little bit more to lift baby's bottom in. You can ask dad, especially if baby is awake and the legs are flailing a little bit, you can ask dad to pop his thumb up onto baby's knee to keep those legs secure. And as you can see, baby is completely happy. He's looking up at his daddy. He's very, very, very content. This shot is also wonderful to involve the parents in too. Watching a stranger handle your newborn for 4 hours is probably the longest they've ever seen anybody else handle their baby yet. And as much as they seem okay with that, which I'm sure they are, they trust you, it's really lovely to get parents involved hands-on baby at the end of the shoot before baby gets dressed. It's a really nice transition from shooting to finishing. It's lovely, as you can see. Both parents look really happy. It's often a really, really lovely moment for the parents. Especially if mum doesn't want her photos taken. Just having her hands in the shot is great. It shows how small baby is. It's a really heartwarming shot to capture this one, seeing just how small baby is, how baby fits in the parent's hands. It's such a wonderful way to end the session. And this is the finished piece we're going to be creating. As far as lighting goes, up here I have a large softbox coming in, as you can see from the catch light. To light baby, set on very low light. I like shooting this as low as possible. I've put a dark green blanket over the beanbag. I normally throw a black fleece over the beanbag. We've tried that with this little one a few minutes before, and yeah, accidents happen. So I went for the dark green, which is fine because it's going to be converted to black and white anyway. As long as your background is dark and the beanbag fabric is dark, you won't have a problem. I also have a secondary light set up just behind dad. A backlight that is throwing a very, very low highlight here, as you can see, on baby's foot, on baby's face, just to add a tiny bit more separation and light to baby, because you want baby to be the lightest thing in your photo. You don't want the light highlighting here on the back of baby's head or down here on baby's shoulder. You want to highlight baby's face and features. This shot is also great because it requires really minimal editing. I don't go overboard on the skin editing or even the flakes on this shot, because it's raw, it's black and white, it's emotional, it's raw, and it's literally designed to show baby as they are, so you don't want to over edit. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to crop. I'm in Photoshop. I would normally edit this in Lightroom, but I'm going to show you all in Photoshop because it's a little bit trickier to edit in Photoshop. If you've got Lightroom and you use Lightroom, you'll be able to see exactly what you need to do in Lightroom too. So you start off by cropping the photo. I'm tilting baby up so it looks like baby is being lifted. If we were to keep this photo flat, you see dad's arms are coming up here, mum's arms are pretty flat, looks like baby's higher. It doesn't look good. Generally, with the crop, follow the rule of thirds. So you want baby's head to be appearing around here, and baby's bum to be appearing around here. So crop that right in until you're happy. I'd say about there. Let's go in even closer because we want all focus on baby. Okay, and hit enter. When you crop, you'll be left with a layer 0. I often flatten, especially if you're using actions or the LSP actions. You're going to want to flatten at that point after cropping. So the next step would be sorting out any really obvious skin issues. As you can see here, baby's got some flakes and spots, so you get any little bits and bobs out the way. Right now I'm using patch tool, and I am using the LSP select and fix action. You can't see it because I've got it on a shortcut here, but if you're using patch, what you can do is just patch out the way like this. So just do your normal skin edits. This is not a skin editing video. I'm not going to go into too much detail here about the skin editing, but like I said, you don't really need to do a lot. Spots, I would remove the spots, red spots especially, because they may show up depending on how you do your black and white conversion. So just kind of go around and, you know, fix the very obvious areas. I love to leave these skin flakes in on the feet, mostly, unless there's really any obvious ones that really stick out, because it's baby being brand new, and with the black and white I really love to include brand new baby skin flakes. So it's just baby acne I would get rid of at this stage. Okay, so once you've done your basic skin cleanup, it is time to go black and white. And to go black and white, you can use your absolutely however it is you do black and white, whether you're in Lightroom, whether you're in Photoshop, do your black and white conversion. For me, I'm going to use the LSP Signature Newborn Collection, and I'm going to click Standard Elegant Black and White because I like this one, it's a good one to start on. So once you've made your black and white conversion, this will be the point where you start picking out the highlights, brightening up baby, fixing this backdrop, making it black, painting these areas in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a levels layer, and I'm going to bring these brights up by pulling in the right slider. This is the white, so I'm going to pull that up. As you can see, it's brightening, but just a bit, and the middle one up a bit. I'm going to brighten those mid-tones a touch, and then I'm going to bring in the blacks. I'm concentrating on baby. I'm not looking at the background at all because I'm going to mask this, so I just want to brighten up that baby. And then I'm going to hold down Control. I'm on a PC. If you're on a Mac, you want to hold down Command and hit I, and that will invert your layer to black. So it means it's invisible. I'm going to get a brush on a low opacity, a white brush, and start brushing this on in any of the areas I want to look brighter, which is baby's face, feet, you know, all the little kind of areas that you want to brighten up. I'm also going to skim a little bit of this across the highlights here on mum and dad's hands, just to really start creating this beautiful black and white image. And I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to merge those together. Obviously for you I'd say merge down. The only reason I'm doing it that way is so I can show you our progress. Okay, so now I'm going to work on getting this background black. What I'd recommend, because depending on your monitor brightness, you know, you might not, there's areas you might miss. I would go right to the top and make another levels layer and bring that mid-tones right up so we can see our image here. Leave that there, that's just kind of the test layer. And then I'm going to create a new layer, and let's call it black. And I'm going to get a black brush. Now this is very important that you make the blacks black, because otherwise you're going to get banding, and that is something you don't want. And I'm just kind of painting over these areas here that I want to go black. Remember, this levels layer here is just kind of a guide, so we can really see where we're painting. It's not, you can see that banding, can't you? But that won't show because, you know, I've obviously really brought these mid-tones up. And then I'm just going to remove the black from baby by popping on a layer mask. Now this editing, I'm deliberately doing this a little bit complicated so you can see the finished result, just to give you some editing options. I'm showing you the different ways you can achieve this shot. Okay, so turn that, the bright one off. You can delete that. It doesn't need to be there anymore. So as you can see from this black, we have painted over, you know, and darkened the background. Because I've got a layer mask, I'm now going to bring Dad's hands back in a little bit. As you can see here, we still have a bit of highlight, but that's fine. In fact, I'm going to take that background and pop it on a new layer so I can flatten, because I do like flattening as I go. So now I'm going to create a new levels layer to, you know, to really darken these areas here, to bring the blacks down to black where I want them to be. And to do that, I'm going to hit the left slider and just bring it down. So all of these areas here that I want to be black, go black. And I'm going to invert that. Remember, Control I or Command I. Get a white brush on a low opacity and just start kind of painting over any of these areas that still look not 100% black. I also like to fade it in around the edges of Mum and Dad's arms to darken them up too. Okay, so we're nearly done. I'm going to create another levels layer to add a little bit more, you know, brightness and contrast in. So I'm going to bring the brights back up, the blacks back in, maybe a dink there, just so we've got a true black and white image. At this point, if you wanted to brighten up baby's eyes, if baby is awake, I'm going to show you a really cool trick for that, and the secret is almost too good. So come down, create another levels layer. As you can see, this today is all about levels, and change the blend mode to screen. Okay, and then invert it so it's black. Zoom in on baby's eye, select a white brush on a low opacity, and just start painting this in on baby's iris, and this will start bringing out some definition back in baby's eye. Okay, so as you can see now, we have a lot more definition in baby's eye. If baby has their eyes open, you really do want to bring the attention back to baby's eyes. Okay, so that is how to create the black and white parent hand shot. It's all in the shooting. As you can see, it was shot pretty much as it is. We haven't had to warp, we haven't even really had to skin edit too much. It's about shooting it like this, turning it black and white, and just pay real attention to your lighting so that you've got a lovely image to kind of sculpt and create for the parents. You can do whatever you like. You can add brightness and contrast in. Just do whatever you can to get that image a true black and white, not grey, not washed out. You know, pay attention to these shadows. Bring out the highlights. You know, this is a statement, a bold statement shot. It's both delicate and raw at the same time. And it's a wonderful emotional shot for the parents. It's my favourite shot to capture without a doubt. I really enjoy taking this photo. It's safe and it only takes seconds to shoot it, and not long to edit it either, because you're really not doing a lot. And if you're in Lightroom, you know, you do your crop, do your black and white conversion in Lightroom. Get some adjustment brushes and make one dark for burning, and make another one lighter for dodging, and you know, you can do this in Lightroom too. It's probably even quicker to do it in Lightroom because we're not doing the skin edit here. Here are some examples, some recent ones. I don't have too many on my computer, but as you can see, these were all shot the exact same way, and each and every one of these shots was the favourite of the parents from their gallery. The parents absolutely love these shots. Like I've said, they're completely safe, and they're just absolutely wonderful to catch. So that is how to shoot and create the black and white parent hand shot. I know some people call this the Simba pose, but we just keep it really simple. That's what we call it. So I hope that helped. I hope you found that interesting. And if you don't do this shot, then yeah, add it into your flow, add it into your repertoire, because it really is a wonderful shot to capture. Okay, that's me, Lauren from LSP Actions. You can find more posts like this at www.lemonskyactions.com. And yeah, thanks for sticking around. Bye.